Hello everyone, welcome to Dam Week. Just to let you know, this is a recording as Katie is based out of beautiful Helsinki and the time zones are quite different to Vancouver. Yes, Katie, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself and Vaisala?
Yeah, so my name is Katie Greatrex. One of the hats I wear at Vaisala is I'm the business owner of our dam solution. And a little bit about Vaisala. We're a global leader in measurement instruments and intelligence for climate action. We equip our customers with devices and data to improve resource efficiency, drive energy transition, and care for the safety and well-being in societies worldwide. We take every measure for the planet by developing and providing measurement instrumentation for applications across the world.
That's amazing. It's so interesting what you guys do. It's such a cool company. So tell me, what is your team responsible for then on a day-to-day basis?
So actually, my team, I support the teams who use the dam, and so that means we have quite a wide set of use cases the way we use our dam. So I support our marketing teams. We have three business areas with three fairly independent marketing operations, and then we also have our brand and communications teams who
Amazing.
also are creating information about our products and the way our products are used globally. So that is the core use of our dam. And then we also have a fairly unique, perhaps, use case for our dam that we have a very large partner network. And so we support our partners globally in selling and promoting our products globally. So they are also very hungry for digital assets.
Amazing, amazing. So that kind of leads us into our next question. So, what was kind of happening at your organization that you decided to look for a dam? What were the challenges that you were facing?
Well, actually, we've had a dam for 20 years,
Yeah.
and our previous on-premise dam was reaching end of life. So
Yep.
we were pushed to look for a new solution, quite hard. And at the same time, our business requirements for a dam were changing quite quickly. So we needed to find a solution that could host assets that we could share towards our front-end touch points, such as our renewed online store and our website and other similar channels. So we
Mhm.
needed a cloud solution. We needed a solution that was able to distribute assets globally.
Yeah.
And at the same time, because we have such a diverse set of users across the world, we needed a solution that content providers could upload their assets easily, but also find assets that they could then use in their own work daily. So we were looking for something that had quite sophisticated modern use cases, but at the same time was very easy to use. And so those were our guiding principles. But I can
Absolutely.
say before we even looked for a dam, we had a lot of internal workshops gathering requirements and had a giant Miro board with very, very detailed use cases and requirements. So then when we started looking for candidates, we were able
You were
to
prepared.
narrow down our scope quite
Exactly.
efficiently.
Brilliant, brilliant. So, can you describe how you're using MediaValet today?
Well, like I said, we have we have a diverse group of
Yeah.
many different teams, and
Hmm.
they are using MediaValet to um, upload their assets and share them between each other, and then also to share to other teams within our organization and our partners. So our content creation teams in the marketing and brand teams are uploading source materials that are then available to our product management and our sales teams and
Hmm.
anybody who really needs to be getting photographs and brochures and information about our products and sharing them forward. So it's and then similarly, our partners are also putting images from our dam onto their websites and into their own promotional materials and so on. So we have a total of 1,200 users
I mean,
who
come
have
on.
ramped up since February of this year, and they are doing the work that they need to do to fulfill their jobs.
Incredible, incredible. Yeah, that many users, it's very good work. It's it's amazing. I suppose that kind of brings me to the next question. You've kind of covered it, Katie, but how are you using the DAM system at the moment to empower Vaisala's partners around the world?
Well, we
Oh, we
have
kind of covered it.
yeah, kind of good.
We covered it.
Well, the the way it works is our partners they're distributed globally. They have different business segments that they are focused on, and through their our CRM, they have a link to the DAM, and then when they log into the DAM, they have access to the assets that are targeted towards
Mhm.
their needs, and they are then able to browse the categories they have available to them to find the images and the brochures and the event materials that are relevant to them.
Perfect. Yep, absolutely. And then how have you been scaling the DAM to accommodate those 1,200 users? What does that process look like?
Actually, it was surprisingly easy. So the main thing was we had to, during the implementation project, we had to identify what user groups we would have and define those user groups accordingly. And then in parallel, we had to design a category tree that was segmented in such a way that we could apply user group access rights to those categories in a logical way. And then when we're uploading the assets, we have to make sure that the assets are assigned to the appropriate categories to control the visibility to the groups. And we also had to make sure that category tree was logical enough that people don't need to overthink who is
Yeah.
going to be able to see what content, because if we make it too complicated,
Mhm.
everybody's confused.
Exactly.
That was a lesson we learned from our previous
Yeah,
DAM. So yeah, it was really about metadata design and category design and user group design and how it all connects to each other.
absolutely. And I remember when you were kind of going through that process, you put so much work into it. You really did. And yeah, your dam is thriving. 1,200 users is almost a crazy number, considering you haven't been a client that long, right? So yeah.
Yeah, but we
Yeah,
have to be clear. I mean, most of the users are casual users. I mean, it's not,
exactly.
and that's why the usability is so important, that for people
Mhm.
who work in any given system every day, you can make it fairly complicated and the muscle memory will kick in. But for casual
Yeah.
users who are only going to log in monthly or maybe even yearly, or only
Mhm.
when they get a message that we're having a product launch, go and get the latest materials here. It needs to be very, very intuitive.
Of
They're
course.
not going to be.
In there very often.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So what results or outcomes have you seen with MediaValet? Is there anything you can do now that you couldn't do before?
Well, the big one is, for example, when we had a server in our basement in Helsinki, if you weren't in Helsinki, the performance was not optimal. So the distributed network has been very, very valuable. And then we have new features also associated with the distributed network, like the CDN linking capability and
Hmm.
the access control that we can make global and so on. So maybe those are the most obvious things. And then the other things are that the search is so powerful, so the usability has improved, and the upload is quite intuitive when we combine the sort of wizard-based uploading that you make decisions in steps and the improved metadata model that we developed.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I suppose, Katie, looking ahead, what are your plans for expanding or optimizing your dam next year?
Um, to be honest, we're quite happy with where it is. So I think we've built a really good foundation this year, and I'm more into sort of promoting best practices and ways of working among the current set of content creators, so they keep on developing that muscle memory and using the tools that we have, because we have quite a lot that still needs to be discovered. So that's a big one. And then the other things are thinking about how we can embed the dam with the rest of our architecture, like for example, our PIM and so on. So it's less about developing the dam as such and more about getting the world around our dam, the ecosystem around our dam, to be more active than they are today.
Absolutely. Yep, that completely makes sense. Well, that's all my questions, Katie. Thank you so much for joining us again.
For having
Super
me.
helpful. Thank you. Absolute pleasure. But yeah, thank you, Katie.